Hey you guys, welcome. Um let's talk about this intro for a second. So, as most of you guys will know, there has been a very drastic change to the show. So usually I would have said, "Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Joy Podcast," but as you can see, the title has changed and now it is called Joy with Intention. And I'm not gonna lie, I really love that new name. I really do. I think it's super cute. It's like this new cover art and you have everything, just new vibes. And I think it's also gone really well with like us going into spring. It's given like, yeah, it really is given like new beginnings. I'm really all for the vibes. But yeah, I just thought Joy with Intention, it really represents a lot more what the show is all about and what we talk about here and what we discuss. It's like me learning to implement more joy into my life and also learning how to live more intentionally at the same time. So, I just thought that, they went so well together. So I was like, okay, let me call it Joy with Intention. So, yes, that's just like a little up to date, little catch up with the show. So yeah, I know I said from the last two episodes that we were going to be starting season 2, but when I said that, I did not have in mind that I was ever actually going to change up the show. So yeah, just count those last two episodes as season 1 because this is like a new revamp. These new episodes can be classed as like the beginning of season 2, and we'll just keep going with the show from there. And yeah, I'm just like super excited for this like little new journey we're gonna go on together, because yes, just honestly sorry, like, you know what I mean. So before I begin, now I decided, in light of making like a new podcast name, living more intentionally, implementing more joy into our lives, I decided, why not add a little segment at the start of every podcast. So every episode, and we basically have little gratitude dumps. So it's when we first start off the episodes, and just to get us in the mindset of receiving some just intentional and cozy conversations on how to, do this walk to a more optimistic lifestyle. I thought, why should we not put ourselves into that mindset? So we basically say or think 3 to 5 things that we are grateful for and that we appreciate, or that we're glad that have happened or are there. You know what I mean? Like just 3 things that were 3 to 5. Three is the minimum, five is the maximum. So I'm gonna do 3. So I am really grateful for the gift of books, being able to read. I recently got this book from my college library called The First Woman. I'm really excited to start reading it. And I have a whole, oh my gosh, one of my friends, she moved to Australia over the summer, but before she left, she gave me all of her books. Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful for her. Love you, Renee. But yeah, I'm super grateful for books. I just absolutely love them. I love reading. So yeah, there's nothing better than a good book. So that's one thing I'm grateful for. Another thing I'm grateful for is honestly good food. I think because over the years I have had a bit of an odd relationship with food, but I'm really grateful for food, because food, it fuels us, it empowers us, it allows us also to make memories with people that we love, you know. And yeah, and it also like it allows you to associate memories with things and gives you nostalgia. So yeah, I'm really grateful for the gift of food and like had the beauty in it. You know what I mean? Like, I think because as humans, we like as a society, we started to view our bodies as aesthetics and not as beautiful functions that help us to enjoy this life and explore this life and actually live this life. So that kind of inevitably affected our relationship with food. And just as the media consistently portrays this negative light of body image and food, it's just quite detrimental. But yeah, I'm really grateful for food. And I get so excited when I like, that excitement you get when like you're gonna eat a food that you really enjoy. Yeah, I just absolutely love that. But yeah, another thing I am grateful for the gift of music, and more specifically the gift of my worship group, my worship band, the youth worship group in my church. We basically all grew up together. If any of you guys don't know, I was born and raised in the Salvation Army. My grandparents were both, on both sides of my family, were officers in the army back at home in Kenya. So when my parents came and moved to the UK, inevitably they started going to a Salvation Army Corps. So yeah, I grew up in the army, and yeah, we just like have like a little small youth group, but we all grew up together. And obviously the army is very, very musical, so we're all musicians in our own sense. So I just love that we're able, because especially we just get each other different, like we're just on a different level of musicality, like, so we just all get each other. And yeah, I just absolutely love doing music with those guys. We can literally pick up a new song and start bashing it out within literal minutes. So I'm super grateful for that, and God willing, we may be having a new member to our worship group. I'm so excited. Yeah, there's a boy in my worship, my youth leader. She said, yeah, he might be able to, maybe we can start getting him into the group, because he's a musician but he doesn't know anything about the Lord. He's not really Christian, didn't grow up in a Christian household, and also he might not have that many musical friends that he can do it, especially because we're just a vibe. So yeah, that's just like 3 things I'm grateful for today. So if you want to take some time to just express what you're grateful for, maybe you can just pause the episode and just, even if it's just in your notes app, or you just say things out loud, or you just think them, 3 to 5 things you're grateful for today, because I truly believe that gratitude is so powerful, and it's such a key part of happiness and learning to live intentionally, and actually starting to move the obstacles out of your way, and start to see that there are so many things to actually be grateful for. So even though there may be bad things going on, there's still so much to be grateful for. You know what I mean? Like, you can't have the bad without the good. You know what I mean? They're always gonna coincide. So even though there is bad, we all know that we can still always find reasons to find gratitude, express gratitude, and show gratitude. So yeah, those are some things I am grateful for today. Yeah. So yeah, I really like that little start to the show. But yeah, today we are going to be talking about, because my laptop has actually just closed on me, so while I open that up again. But the title of today's episode is Being Comfortable in Yourself is a Mindset Shift. And I think, as I did say in my last episode, today we were going to talk about, I said in my next episode I was going to talk about being comfortable in yourself, being comfortable in who you are, all that kind of stuff. So I was listening to a really good podcast like yesterday, and they were just talking about, I was like listening to a bunch of podcasts, so I kind of like get my inspo from all those, and I like watch a few videos. I like to like learn and research and get my info from other places and other people, and see other people's like perspectives and ideas, so I can come to you guys, not with just my own viewpoint, but like actually like other viewpoints as well. So yeah, I was listening to some of the podcasts, and they were like, I was just hearing this thread over and over and over again. So I was like, yeah, let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation about it, about being comfortable in yourself, being comfortable in who you are, being okay with yourself, learning to love yourself. And even if maybe loving yourself is a bit of a no, I don't really like that, the way that's put, maybe learning to appreciate yourself, because appreciating yourself is so key and just as important as self-love, maybe maybe if not even more important, you know what I mean? So yeah, let's get right into the episode. Yes. But yeah, so I think this subject is such honestly, I have so much to say on this topic. Like, there is so much to say as well. But yeah, let's just start. Like, I'll go off my notes and we'll just start like from the very beginning on being comfortable with yourself. So I'ma just say this statement and I'ma just throw it out there, and I will try my best to explain it, but let's go. Being comfortable with you, right? So, what others think of you is none of your business. In my youth group, because on Thursdays we have youth. So we were sitting there and we were just sitting on the floor of my youth leader, because I usually go down to her house. And we were just all sitting on the floor. Well, I was sitting on the floor and some of us were sitting on the sofa, but we were just sitting there and we were just talking about judging others, like when it's good and when it's not to judge others. And then it got to a point where we were talking about the perception we have of others in our heads and the perceptions others have of us in their heads. And then I really got to thinking, I was like, yeah, exactly, because really when we judge each other, right, it's like no one actually knows anyone the way the Lord does, you know what I mean? Like, no one knows anyone the way you do, but no one knows you the way you do. Most of the time people, so like, if we're going back to the statement I said, what others think of you is none of your business. So often people can tend to say, like, okay, you have, so like, you know, that like typical situation where this is like giving such like high school scenario, by the way. But like, say like, okay, someone's heard something about this person, someone's heard this about this person, someone's heard something else about this person, so now they're just hearing all these things, so now they've taken opinions from other people. And you know the way Chinese whispers work, sometimes they're not even true, sometimes they're not even true facts, sometimes there's even been a total misunderstanding in the whole story, but they decided to take what these people have said as absolute fact. Then they've made this little image in the head of that person or of who you are, and now in their heads they've deluded themselves into thinking, yeah, this is fact, this is true, I truly believe this, I'm certain that this is true, I'm so sure, I don't like this person, they're this. Now they're going and they're telling everyone who you are or who this person is, and they've never even spoken to them a day in their life. Never, literally never spoken to them in a day in their life. Maybe they've not even had a deep, actual, profound conversation with them, because sometimes it's when you actually have deep conversations with people, that's when you actually start to see who they actually are. Then you actually start to realize, oh my gosh, I actually never knew this person. You actually start to see them for them, and you see who they actually are, you see what they've actually been going through, because no one knows what you've had to go through to get to where you are today. No one knows the kinds of things you've had to walk through. No one knows the kinds of battles you fought, the kind of things you fought behind closed doors as well. You know, no one knows to an absolute T what you're going through except for the Lord. So if other people want to start making these little assumptions and opinions which they've made themselves believe as a fact about you, babe, it's none of your business. Is it adding any value to your life? No, it isn't. Is it removing any value from your life? No, it is not. Are they making you any wealthier? Are they making you any happier? No, they are not. So why are you sitting there and allowing other people's opinions to affect you? Especially because, like, most of the time it's not even sometimes it's not even that deep. It really is not. Like, okay, they literally have this thought in their head. It's literally words that are just sitting in their head. Like, and especially because, as I've said so many other times, like, our things outside of us, they're so fleeting. Like, someone can literally have an opinion, but that could change within seconds. Like, literally, like, maybe, okay, they don't actually know you, but they have this image of you. Yeah, now they have this opinion of you. Now they actually get to know you, then their opinion changes all of a sudden. But then you do something and now they, like, you know what I mean? Like, people's opinions are always going to be fleeting, and they're always going to be changing. So why are you going to sit there and you're going to allow that person to fully impact your life and your mental health negatively, and make you feel down, and make you feel horrible, and make you feel worthless, and make you feel like there's just absolutely no point, and you're actually gonna start believing who they say you are, when really you know very well that's not true. You know that's not true. Like, take your power back, okay? Take your power back. And I think that's even why I think affirmations are so powerful and they're so key, because sometimes people are always gonna have things to say. But so, like, I was on like Instagram Reels today, and I saw this video of Selena Gomez. I think, I don't know what event it was, but she was on, I think she was on like the red carpet, and she was smiling, she was glowing, she was beaming, and she was just having the time of her life. At first, when I looked at the video, I was like, oh my gosh, she's so cute. Like, she looks so happy, and she's obviously slaying that look. But then I looked at the comments, and people were just coming for her, tearing her apart. They were saying, why does she look so fat? Why does she look so big? Why does she look like she's 50? Why does she look so old? Why does she look so thick? And I was sitting there, and I was like, I hope Selena is not going to read these comments and then they're actually going to affect her, because it actually got me to thinking, social media can be such an evil place, and haters are going to hate regardless. People are going to always have their opinions. They're going to project their opinions and their flaws and imperfections and insecurities onto you. So like, it all always depends from the perspective you're coming from, because when I saw that video, I was actually, it genuinely made my day, because she seemed to be having the time of her life. She looked absolutely stunning. That's literally my personal opinion. But then I just saw loads of other people who, they probably felt threatened by her confidence. People know she's been battling with a medical condition which has affected her body and her health, but people, they're probably threatened by her confidence and how secure she is in herself now, that now all they can do is just hate, because you don't want to bring her up, so might as well bring her down. So sometimes people, if they can't bring you up, if they can't find it within themselves to bring you up, they will try and bring you down to the level. If they feel threatened by you, if they see, okay, you're moving too fast for me, you're moving too far, like, oh my gosh, I need to catch up, you need to stay on my level, like, I don't know where you actually think you're going to, you need to stay down on my level. People are gonna hate and they're gonna talk you down, especially if you're doing something new in your life, if you're taking a new step, a new leap of faith, and now you find all these things start happening. Like, so like, I remember when I first started the show and I was starting to see some success, and then I started seeing people are trying to start beef with me out of nowhere. And if you know me, guys, if you know me, you know I'm literally the most unproblematic person out there. Like, if you actually want to fight with me, bro, go fight with the wall. I'm not gonna sit here and fight with you. I don't have the energy for that. Like, I'm literally, like, even in college, everyone knows, it's literally, I'm in the library, I'm in class, or I'm at home. Me personally, especially in school, I just don't have that kind of social battery sometimes. I'm like, I can be quite I'm like, literally, I'm an extroverted person, but you guys, I can be so introverted and I can be so shy. Like, like not even shy, but I just like to keep to myself. I know my boundaries. I'm okay with myself. I won't try and force myself into places where I know I don't belong. So like, you know, in college there's like this massive canteen area where everyone can go talk and stuff. Like there's just so many people there, and I just know that's not my scene. That's personally just not my scene. I just personally don't feel exactly comfortable in that situation. But if I can, every now and then, because obviously there are people I do know and they're like, Joy, I never see you. I want to see you, I want to say hi. So I'm like, okay, yeah, if I can, I will try and I'll go and say hi, how you doing, catch up. But I have gotten to the point where I've accepted who, like, the kind of personality I have. I know, and I'm comfortable with the fact that I'm not comfortable in every social situation. Big crowds aren't my thing. You know, I have a social battery and I need to respect it, because so like me personally, I love being at home. I absolutely love it. Like there's some people who love being outside the house all the time. No, I love being inside my house. I love being at home. I absolutely adore it. Like but yeah, I think once you start to become, and I've noticed my life has been so much more peaceful, and I've just been a lot more like, I felt a lot more freer and a lot more happier and lighter ever since I've come to terms with the fact that I don't have to force myself to be in every single social situation that I don't feel comfortable in. So like there's be sometimes, you know, people just want to ask me to go out with them day after day after day after day, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, but I don't have the energy, especially because people deserve to have the full version of you. You know, people deserve to receive all of you. They don't deserve just 50% or 70%, or you know what I mean? Because so like sometimes I'd force myself to go out with people, like be in like these social situations, but I just generally felt so tired and did not have the energy. So I'd be sitting there, I'd literally not be in tune with the conversations, I'd be dazing off. I just wouldn't even hear what they're saying half the time. And I feel like it would just be like, then after they realize, okay, this is pretty much a waste of time. Like, people deserve to have all of you or they get none. And also, you deserve to get the same out of other people as well. And also, you deserve to have that from yourself to yourself as well. So, if a reset day is what you need, you give yourself that. If a rest day is what you need, you give yourself that. And also, I've been listening to the 80/20 podcast by Lily Rico. I absolutely love that show so much right now. She's on the That Girl to This Woman series, and I remember I was listening to one of her episodes and she's basically saying like that girl, with like the culture it's in, it's very go hard at it, no rest, no breaks, just a sudden focus, head in, no absolute no intention with it, no reflection, no you know, like it's like it can become to a point where it just burns you out to a point. And it's like, I think living intentionally, because she was like, in a nutshell, it's like this woman, she goes after her dreams, she does go after her goals, but she does live intentionally at the same time. She will not neglect her friendships and her relationships at the expense of trying to go head first at these goals, which she may not even have any intention with, but she's trying to look like she's going at these goals. She's trying to look like she's working on herself and bettering herself so that other people can see it on social media in her day-to-day life. It's for the image of others, not for actually bettering herself. I think even with regards to fitness, she was like saying like, because trends come in and out. So like with fitness, you know, there was a point where everyone was like in the gym. It was like kind of like, you know, it was the aesthetic, the vibe. Like everyone is going to the gym, everyone is going and filming themselves in the gym. It was pretty much just for aesthetics at that point. But that girl, she's just solely alone. She's not engaging with community, because she was like, Lily was like saying like how, you know, she'd go to the gym and she'd spend time there, she'd she'd what's it called, she'd go to the gym, she'd finish up, but then it's like kind of lonely because no one speaks to each other, no one interacts with each other. Everyone just goes and does their own workout and they're off home, you know what I mean? And sometimes that's not even what you want to do per se, because the media is telling you, yeah, this is the trend right now, this is the vibe, this is what's going to look good on your social media content, so you should do it. But there's so many other ways to live intentionally and also reach your goals, but still surround yourself with positive and uplifting community. Be able to take this journey with others, because this journey is not meant to be taken alone. It's not, like, it's meant to be taken with others, it's meant to be shared with others, and in fact it's so much more powerful when it's taken with others. So even for me, I'm like, okay, I'd rather take a spin class with loads of other people. I'd rather take like a dance class, a Zumba class, a fitness class, you know what I mean? Like something where I can still I can have chats with other people, I can connect with other people, I can maybe join a running club, I can join a running group chat, we can have runs, I can meet with people, we can maybe have a little cuppa after our runs, or go grab a cute snack to eat or something, you know what I mean? Like, that's just my personal like preference, like, or personal opinion. Like, you don't have to do exactly what the media is telling you have to do, or what the trend is telling you have to do. Especially if you do want to follow a trend, you go follow a trend, but you don't have to do it exactly like they're doing it. You can have your little spin on it, because still bring your individuality, bring your authenticity, because it matters, it's needed, it's valued, you know what I mean? Like, it's needed, very much needed. So yeah, that was like the first bit of the yeah, that was like the first thing I wanted to talk about. Yeah. um yeah, pretty much, yeah. And second thing I also wanted to talk about is, like, I have a lot of things I pretty much wanted to cover. I think this episode might actually be quite long. I intended this episode to be quite short, but I think it might be longer than I expected, but that is okay, because we just love these cute conversations. But yeah, stop forcing yourself to shrink into places you don't belong, whether that be in relationships, whether that be in your academics, in work, in whatever place. Stop shrinking yourself to fit in boxes or ideals that you do not fit into, because then again, what others think of you is none of your business. The standard that other people have for you, it's pretty much none of your business as well. Like, especially because some people, they can hold their own standards of us in their own heads, and most of the time it's not even realistic. It can actually be so detrimental to us and our mental health, and that's just not the vibe, you know what I mean? So yeah, do not shrink yourself to fit into places you don't belong, or you don't fit in, or you don't feel comfortable in, you know what I mean? And like, also accept the fact that not everyone will like you, not everyone is for you, okay? It's just the same way, you're not gonna vibe with every single person on this planet. There are people, I'm sure you're like, they're not really my vibe, or I don't really like that person, or their personality, it just doesn't merge with yours, or you're just not on the same vibe or the same level with them, but not everyone, just accepting that not everyone, it will be for you. But on the flip side, as I said before, you can't have the bad without the good. There will be people that are for you, and when you do find the people that are for you, it will be absolutely unmatched. Have that patience to wait for the people that are for you. I think that's even especially like for people who constantly jump from relationship to relationship to relationship to relationship, because they're trying to find the love that they crave. They're feeling lonely, or they're just feeling like they lack care, or they just want to feel seen, and they're busy searching that love and that care and being seen and being heard within other people, whether that be relationships, whether that be in friendships, whether that be in validation from others, always seeking, fishing out compliments from others, any way. You know what I mean? It's like, you should, as I did say before, other people, everything outside of us, it's fleeting, it's not gonna last forever. You know, someone could give you a compliment, you're gonna feel amazing, but then someone could literally give you the most horrible insult the same day, and now you're gonna feel absolutely horrible. And now you've basically subconsciously given other people the power over your happiness. You've allowed other people to dictate your happiness, and that is such a dangerous place to be in. It's not, it's and I remember literally my dad told me that. I remember my dad told me that no one should ever be allowed to dictate your happiness. No one should ever have the power to diminish your happiness at all. Like, your happiness should truly come from within. It should come from from the Lord, and it should come from within yourself, because honestly, the relationship with yourself is one of the most important relationships of your life. Same as for sorry, your relationship with the Lord. Those are the two most important relationships of your life, and they're so key. So why do we keep neglecting them? Why? You know what I mean? And like, everything does start with you. Like, you know, become secure with yourself. Someone who is secure with themselves is a powerful person. So like, okay, when we were in youth, my youth leader, she was just because she's a primary school teacher, so she was telling us how, you know, there were just these kids who were absolutely taking the mick out of her. And she had a few ways she could handle the situation. She could sit there and she could start getting absolutely infuriated and start getting so triggered and going all the way up above the wall and start acting out like she start feeling like she's not in control of the situation. And because the thing is, kids can recognize that. But she was just like, she just told them, okay, if you wanna take the mick out of me, you go ahead, but you know who's in charge. I'm in charge, and you know what the consequences are gonna be. So the choice is with you. You act how you want to act. If you want to continue taking the mick out of me, by all means, feel free to go ahead, but you know exactly what the consequences are gonna be. So the choice is honestly with you. And then we were like, yes, like, woo, go girl. And then she literally said, like, the kids immediately, they put themselves in place, they put themselves in check, because someone who is secure in themselves, once you decide you're not going to take anyone else's nonsense or BS, you're actually going to start standing up for yourself. You know who you are, and you're secure in yourself. And if anyone wants to treat you waywardly or otherwise, that's on them. That's their own decision. They can deal with the consequences. You know, if they want to disrespect you, they're gonna just have to deal with the fact that you're gonna leave. You're gonna leave. You're gonna carry on with your own life, because you have enough self-respect to not stay in places that you don't belong in relationships that you don't belong in. You know what I mean? So yeah, that is so key. And like, also, like, just honestly becoming okay with the fact that you should be okay with yourself just the way you are. You know what I mean? Like, so like, I feel like that I remember there was like this point where I really like started to like see these videos on YouTube. I'm like, the art of being alone, being okay with being alone. And I think being okay with being alone is such a powerful thing. Someone who's okay to be by themselves and with other people is a really powerful person. So like, there was a point where I was never comfortable being able to sit in a restaurant alone, or sit in a cinema alone, or maybe just even sit on a bus alone, or just do something by myself, or even just like sit in a class alone, or go to something by myself, do something by myself, not always have a friend to rely on. You know, once I started to actually find the power in actually relying on myself and stop relying on others all the time for everything, that's when my life actually started to like, it really took a shift, like, because, you know, that's when opportunities really start to open up for you, and you know, it really is a big game changer. You know what I mean? So being okay with just being alone that is a powerful person, because now they do not need other people. They're not too independent, but they're not reliant on others. They can be with themselves, but they can also be with others. They know, okay, if this person bails on me, that's okay, I'm still gonna do it regardless, because this life is meant to be lived, you know what I mean? Like, live this life for you. It's your life for a reason. Live this life for the Lord as well, because you should not be living this life for anyone else but you and the Lord. You know what I mean? Like, people can come and go, compliments and insults can come and go, but honestly, you need to find that validation within yourself. You can't be relying on other people for that validation. You can't be relying on anybody else to find your purpose and find your happiness, because that's how you're basically going to take yourself down a path of just becoming unhappy. And that's not the vibe we're going for, guys. It's not the vibe we're going for. I remember I pretty much tried that for the majority of my life, and it did not go well at all. It was not the vibe. I was so miserable. It was just honestly not the time. It was just not. It was not cute at all. But I think once I started to realize that, yeah, what other people think of me, it doesn't have to be any of my business. It is in fact none of my business. And why should I care? Why should I actually care? Words literally turn into air. It's literally like, especially because when do you actually talk about that person? It's like, sometimes, literally, recently I had someone who was busy dictating my friendship with someone else, telling me that, busy saying that, oh yeah, my friendship with this certain person, my relationship with them is awkward. And I was like, babes, when do I actually ever talk to you? Like, like, when do you ever actually speak? Like, unless you're in social situations with each other, when do you actually speak? We don't speak on socials. We don't speak. Like, we don't speak at all. So how are you coming? And we do not see each other at all. I literally left that school time ago. But you're coming and you're saying out of nowhere, why is my name even in your mouth? Why am I even? And you're coming and you're trying to tell other people what my friendship is with someone else. You're busy trying to tell other people that my friendship with this person is awkward. And none of us have said it is. Like, babes, come on now. Let's be for real. Let's actually be serious. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's like what I wanted to talk about on that. Yeah, on that part. I think, yeah, honestly, really being comfortable with yourself, it really is a mindset shift. It is a perspective. It's a change in perspective. It's a change in your thoughts and how you perceive yourself and how you see the world. And once you do, it's so powerful, honestly. Like, I can't even explain how powerful it actually is. It really is. And it truly is so freeing as well. Yeah. 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 So, yeah. Also, what I want to talk about as well. Going back to the topic of becoming more reliant on yourself and less reliant on other people. Sorry. Please excuse my accent, you guys. Sometimes I don't say my words properly. So, like, if I'm gonna say 2021, I say 2021. I can't say 20 or 2021. It just takes so much effort, but but yeah, moving on. But yeah, I just put, like, in my notes, I was like literally just writing down sentences that I thought was okay, and one of the sentences I wrote down was, so many doors open when you stop holding on to the opinions and obligations of others and stop basing your life choices over the thoughts of others. Yeah, basically, wait, let me actually, I think I was so tired when I wrote that. But yeah, so many doors open when you stop holding on to the opinions and obligations of others. Like, when you stop basing your life choices on what other people would think and say. So like starting this show, I could have sat here and not started this show at all because I was scared what other people would think. I was scared what, especially because teenagers can be so judgy. Like, I don't know actually why we're like this. Like, teenagers can be so judgy. Like, so I was just like, I was like kind of like, okay, like so many people would be like, oh yeah, that's so cringy, who does she think she is, she has her own podcast, like ew. But I was like, but I feel like this is what I was meant to do. And you know, this, I've been told so often by friends and family, like, you should really start a podcast, you should just put your voice out there, you know what I mean? Like, if I, because especially you should, why would you start listening? Sorry guys. Let me I'm stammering it just a bit too much. You know, you stammer so much and you're just like, let me just keep quiet. But obviously I can't do that. But let me restart. Let's start. Let's collectively, as a society, as a group of people, as a, you know, because in fact, just as a community, because we're a community here. We're a community of people who are healing, people who are trying to grow and develop as people. Let's start as a community and choose to start listing and looking to all the reasons why we can instead of all the reasons why we can't. Because there will always be reasons why you can't. They'll always be there. You know, there'll always be reasons for you to be discouraged. But there's always gonna be reasons why you can as well. And what if there's reasons why you can were maybe the little light you needed to look to? And maybe if you just started that thing, that would be your big break. That could be the thing that would change your life. But you were just too scared to go and start it or take that leap of faith. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, I could have decided to let other people's opinions affect my life choices, and I basically could have like not started this show at all. But I'm absolutely loving doing this show, and I'm loving the little community that I'm getting to build, and the new people I'm meeting that I could have never met before with the opportunity of the show. And sometimes maybe it's not even the end goal, maybe you just need to start that because maybe it's gonna lead you on to something else, and that other thing will actually be the place where you're meant to be, you know what I mean? Or it's like the thing that you're meant to do, you know what I mean? So yeah, stop holding onto so many doors do open, so many opportunities do open. You start to have the courage to be able to go and take leaps of faith, do things alone, start to actually, so like, okay, maybe you're trying to apply for a new school to go to, a new job to go to, and maybe they have an open day or something, but you know, none of your friends want to go. You still go enjoy it. Maybe you'll meet new people there as well, and you'll make really good friends, and you'll enjoy your time there. You never know. You literally never know, you know what I mean? So yeah, and like, stop caring about what happens, that like, sorry, stop worrying about what happens that doesn't go your way. And especially if you do come from like a worrying background, if you did grow up in a household where there was just a lot of negativity, or there was just a lot of pessimism, or like, you know, negativity was always reigned over positivity, or there was like a lot of worrying or stress or anger or pain, and now it's just become like a generational cycle. Well, I'm here to tell you right now, you have the strength within you already to break that generational cycle. You don't have to hold on to it. You don't have to pass it down to the next generation. You have the power to end it. And you can sit there and you can choose, okay, I am going to have the power to end it. It's going to end with me. It is not going to continue because I said it's not. And honestly, once you choose that, honestly, it is so powerful, because we don't have to hold on to generational cycles, especially because I literally posted this thing to my Instagram a few days ago as well, And I was just like basically saying, it was like, you're the prototype. Do you realize how much power you actually hold when you decide to actually say no to those things that have been holding you and your family back for generations, and you decide to actually step out of line, step out of norms, step out of expectations, and actually start breaking those cycles. Because especially the next generations needs that. Maybe if you, maybe not even the next generation, maybe you need that, maybe the people around you need that, you know what I mean? Especially maybe your own family, maybe they need that, so they can start seeing, okay, maybe there's actually a way around this, maybe there's a way out of this, you know, maybe they did the best they could, and that's in the way they could, you know, maybe your parents loved you in the way they could, in the way they knew, but you don't have to hold on to that, you don't have to carry that with you. You can choose to let go of it, and you can choose that, okay, it's going to be different, I'm going to change, it's going to be a journey, I know it is, but I'm still going to be patient. I know that all good things do come to those who wait. You know, good things do take time most of the time, and it's a journey that is worth it. You know, it's not something that it's going to have no point. It is going to be worth it, and it's going to be a beautiful journey to take, and the end goal is going to be beautiful. So, yeah, breaking generational curses, breaking generational cycles, you have the power within you to do that already. You don't have to seek, you don't have to look outside of you to do that. You know what I mean? Like, we have so much power within us already, but we just so often don't tend to see it, especially if we gave it to other people and we gave it to other things and we allowed it to rip it away from us. Babes, take it back. You can choose today. I am going to take it back. It is simply as telling yourself, I'm going to take my power back, and I'm going to start choosing to see myself succeed. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And also, like, a little quote I just want to throw in there, like, if it makes you happy, it isn't a waste of time. You know, you start doing what makes you happy, you start doing what you want, you start going for your goals and your dreams and your visions. You start, if there's a calling on your heart, you go for it. If the Lord has put something on your heart, you go for it. He has a plan, he knows why he's put that dream on your heart, and he's not put it on anyone else's for a reason, he's put it in yours. So you absolutely go for it, and you go 100%, because if you give 100%, I guarantee you will get 100% back. If you give 80%, you will get 80% back. If you give nothing, you will get nothing back. You know what I mean? So go for it. Take that leap of faith. Sometimes that's all you actually need. But, like, don't do, like, absolutely irrational decisions. Like you know what I mean? Like, don't be irrational. Like, don't be doing things where you know you're gonna get yourself into a hole. But, you know, actually start to take leaps of faith and step out. I think this will be like the next episode, stepping out of our comfort zone, stepping out of what things that are uncomfortable, and actually starting to recognize the power within stepping outside of our comfort zones and out of our norms, and actually starting to break norms. So do your best, let God do the rest, and learn to be the most authentic version of you, and become okay with that version of you, and leave the rest with God, and he will bring the right people your way. Yes, 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 and yes. I think that's pretty much everything for today's episode. Yeah, honestly, yeah, that's pretty much everything. Like, yeah, do your best, let God do the rest, learn to trust in the Lord. It's not easy, it's something that, it's like a muscle that you have to work on, but it does, it's so beautiful when you actually do get there, and it's so worth it. So yeah, I do highly advise, definitely do your best, let God do the rest, and he will always come through without fail, and he always has your best intentions and plans in mind. So yeah. 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 So thank you so much for listening, you guys. Honestly, I truly appreciate it if you made it this far. I'm so excited for this new era of the show. I'm so glad you, and if you enjoyed it, do feel free to give the show a rate, and also if you head over to Apple Podcasts and you give it a review, that really does help support the show as well. And just give it a 5 stars or a like or a comment or subscribe wherever you're listening from. And yeah, you can follow me on social media to stay updated, because I post updates to do with the account there, the podcast, the show, and with episodes, and I post daily positivity on there, so you don't want to miss that, you guys. Just stay updated. But yeah, I'm just hoping and praying that you guys have a lovely rest of your week, to your day. Maybe you're at the end of the week, whatever time you're listening, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, a lovely end to your day, whatever time you're listening, you guys. I'm waffling now, but I will go. But yeah, thank you so much for listening, you guys. Sending lots of love your way. And yeah, choose to practice more gratitude today, spread more kindness because it's free, and smile a lot more because it does look so good on you. Yeah. And that's Joy out. See you guys next week in next week's episode of Joy with Intention with your host, Joy Barata. Bye, guys.